If you are looking for a game that respects your time, that's enjoyable, and has a digestible story with some decent combat, then South of Midnight might be for you. South of Midnight is a cool 10 to 12 hours, and this is one of my favorite games of this year just off of that alone. This is a game that could easily be overlooked because of all the other great games that has and will come out this year. I would like to highlight how much I love the way the story is told in this game. They use a storybook format, and I love when games dive into that bag. I think the last game I played with a similar format was Bramble the Mountain King, another amazing game that came out in 2023. It makes the game very easy to follow as they give you a portion of what to expect in the next chapter, all while recapping the previous chapter that's narrated by a catfish, which makes it a lot easier to follow. There is some deep southern folklore weaved through the story which fits so well. If you're cultured or just from the south, you will really appreciate it. We know folks from the south or those who have southern lineage always have a story to tell and will get a kick out of this one. Each chapter is carefully arranged with great pacing, explaining the lore to keep you hooked and wondering what is going to happen next because since the beginning, it seems like it's always something going on to the point where the protagonist never gets a chance to chill. There are side stories, but they aren't separate from the main narrative. Instead, it all connects to the plot and gives a more in-depth look at who the supporting cast are and details about the world. Now, with this being a linear game, the gameplay loop is simple, but that's the beauty in it because it will keep you engaged. You have the traditional way of progression. You advance through new areas, clear them out by defeating a certain number of enemies called haints, heal the area with your magical weaving powers, and move on until you get to the boss battles at the end of the level. I don't have to worry about long drawn out cutscenes being daunting before the action takes place. Although the combat doesn't have much depth to it, the narrative hard carries, and like I stated in my previous video, it does just enough to get you through, which has me wanting the second game to see how well they improve. Each chapter has its own meaning and lessons they hit on throughout the game without sounding too preachy. It's examples of grief, anger, sadness, confusion, not being able to let go, and subtle racism. You have to keep your brain on if you want to fully understand the story being told. This game isn't long at all, and I would have easily played through it again if I didn't have all these other games to play. If this is the experience you are looking for, then go ahead and cop the game. It goes for about $40 right now, or if you have Xbox Game Pass, then there shouldn't be any excuse as to why you haven't played it yet. If you want a little more conviction, then watch my video on South of Midnight's gameplay mechanics and get an even more detailed look on the game's combat.